must not burn charcoal or wood, and must be closer than 25 feet to a property line. A fire that big may be called a bonfire, otherwise not defined. In conclusion, there's much more to do on this proposed local law to correct language, to define things such as bonfires and backyard barbecues, and to address the impacts of recreational fires on air quality. Clean air is important for the welfare of village inhabitants.
I think in order to give residents a chance to comment that aren't here, and for us to make our comments, we should keep the public hearing open for June. Do I have a second?
Yes.
Okay.
Could I ask that the attorney tell us whether or not we need a secret review?
Yes.
Thanks.
That would be an interesting one.
Yeah. Is that-
Yes.
Oh, I'm sure we do.
Yes.
Let me just, quick straw vote, non-binding, whatever. How many people here would say, just without getting too deeply into the issue, I could live with allowing recreational fires in my neighborhood, in other words, private residences, but not in village parks? I would have thought more than that. So there are people who, so are there people not raising their hand because they say ban them altogether for everybody in the village? How many people, no recreational fires of any kind? Okay, so there's a lot, there's more that we haven't heard yet. So I'm glad that we're going to continue this discussion formally and informally, so that we get a little bit more of a hearing on this, because as I said at the outset, the more you kick the idea around, the more there is to this thing. So feel free to shoot us some suggestions if I have them.
Okay, I
One
just
more
want
comment.
to say one more thing, about Roger's last thing about charcoal barbecues being okay. I actually had to call the fire department because somebody had put their barbecue, their Coleman grill on their wooden deck. And then probably an animal came and then knocked it over. So there was a fire starting from the deck, just catty-corner to my house. And luckily, someone was home to see that. So, people do stupid things.
Yes. And there's also,
with things that seem like they're contained.
every year you hear about a house fire that was started in a fireplace, a regular fireplace within the house. So there's an intrinsic danger, and when you start playing with fire, and we would have to take a look at that as well. The simple explanation is fire's dangerous. The simple solution would be to ban all these fires. And the reason we're talking about it now is because people say, but I still want to be able to do such and such. So that's the rub. That's what we have to figure this out.
Okay. All right, I'm going to call the business meeting to order. It's 7:35. Pledge allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, announcements. We have May 23rd, we have Meet the Candidates Night. That's going to be at the Poquott Neighborhood House. It'll be hosted by Trustee Hopkins of Oldfield. Once we have all the petitions in next week, we'll send out notice to all the residents and invite all the candidates. May 29th is a Monday. Village Hall will be closed in observance of Memorial Day. And June 20th is the election from 12 to 9. We are looking for inspectors. Anyone who is interested, contact Village Hall. Bob, did you want to?
Yeah, I guess we can get this done. Because then I can get rid of this box. Thank you, Mayor Parrish and the Board of Trustees. Good evening, everyone. Back in February, I made an announcement that the Poquott Community Association would start a fund drive to help offset the cost of the community dock that is being built at California Park. We sent flyers to all the residents along with emails and Facebook posts. We had an amazing response from the residents of the community, and I would like to thank all residents who donated to its cause. Excuse me, I got a bad cold, so. The fund drive will continue, and the donations that we collect will be given to the village for the community dock. Tonight, we're going to be presenting the first check to the village for the community dock. But before I get to the check, I would like to announce a few important upcoming events that the Poquott Community Association will be doing this summer. Starting with the end of the year party for village high school and elementary school students. The party will be at California Park on June 23rd in the evening. The second annual lobster bake will take place on August 5th at 2 p.m. at California Park. And finally, the second annual Bluefish tournament will be held the weekend of August 26th and 27th. We will be sending emails and Facebook posts as the events get closer. Before I get to the check presentation, I feel there's a need to thank some of the members in our association. Robin Deirdre Cronin, thank you so much for your help. Rich Parrish, it's been a huge help for us this year. Jacqueline Taylor, thank you so much for your help. Ron and Matt Pisano of Pisano Printing for doing all our printing. And Vinny Steele. Vinny, thank you so much for all the hot dogs that you do at every one of our events. They're delicious. And all the other members that volunteer their time throughout the year, I thank all of you. Now for the check. Let me get that out of the box here. All right. Folks, so far we have got $16,160 in reports and documents.
Okay.
Is that negotiable?
What's that? No, actually I got the real one in here, so
That's negotiable.
that's negotiable
Oh,
too?
yeah. Thanks, I'll take a check to on tissue,
That's
toilet
it.
paper.
You got that right.
Well, it's got a routing number.
Everybody, thank you so much. for your
That's
time.
awesome. Thank you, Bob.
So I'd just like to say the Board of Trustees wants to thank you. The Civic Running Organization was formed less than a year ago. In that few weeks that you started, you ran a lobster bake, you did a bluefish tournament, you followed it up by Christmas by adopting a family, doing Toys for Tots. Santa wasn't just here at Village Hall, Santa went out and visited the kids with a sled on the streets and met them at the driveway. And just recently, you did the yard sale. The board is taking out a bond to pay for the community dock. And we'll be making 5 payments, and with that donation, the first 2 payments will be made with no assessment to the residents. I look forward to all the events you're running this summer, and thank you again for everything that you guys have done. Frank, you have public safety, you have a report?
Follow up after that?
I know! You don't have any big checks to give us?
Oh, sorry. Public safety report for the last 4 weeks.
Tickets.
There were 6 reports documented, 3 disturbances and 3 suspicious persons. Parking violations were 8. We issued 7 parking tickets. There were 10 court appearance tickets for other violations issued this month. 4 quality of life warnings, 3 house checks, and we received 14 special parking requests.
Do you wanna,
We did address again with the frat house. We have an ongoing situation. They were issued a number of summonses, and the mayor and I have spoken to Stony Brook University, and we're working with them hopefully to rectify the current problem at the frat house. Hopefully they'll be out in a couple of weeks, and that'll be the end of that.
okay, anything for employment or no?
We do have one officer who is requesting a medical leave of absence for approximately 3 months. I leave that to the board to make that determination, whether you want to grant that or not.
Okay, so what's the reason for him?
He has, he needs to go in for surgery for his back from an injury unrelated to this job. So he's requesting, he's currently on disability, he's requesting things.
Can you cover?
That's what I was just gonna ask.
How's that gonna impact on?
Probably not, we're gonna do our best to try to cover it, but we'll probably be short on certain days.
Is it possible, are there people out there that we could get for 3 months, or it's like not even?
Probably not for a 3-month period.
So I would suggest that we let him know and then you find someone that can replace him, and when he's ready to come back, if we have an open position, we can offer him up the open position. Is everybody in agreement with that? Okay, that's what we'll do, okay.
Is that legal? Are we good as far as being able to do that?
Does it have a contract?
I believe it's fine, and he has
Is it family member?
said that if we cannot afford him that medical leave, that he understands that he would resign. So most likely he'll resign rather than, we won't be terminated. He'll
Okay.
resign. We would take him back if when he's
Ready to come back?
ready to come back.
Has
Okay,
this come up before? Have we ever had a,
Nothing more,
so there's no procedure or policy that we have on it?
nothing more.
Okay. And they're all part-timers, so there's,
it's hard enough on the spots to have someone think that it's only gonna be 3 months, it's gonna be.
Right, I believe we're limited, Joe, we're limited from civil service on how many employees.
We can only have 8 officers.
So in order to cover someone, he would have to resign so that we can replace him. He understood that.
Okay. Treasurer's report?
Treasurer's report, with only 20 days remaining for this fiscal year, the net income reflects $104,455. Total cash in the bank is $202,222. $6,319 remain in unpaid taxes. We checked, we also gave you your financial reports tonight. And if you look at the last page, page 4 of the income and revenue and expense, your total expenses for this year are $391,993.26. Your budget for this year was $488,272. We are under budget, $96,278.74.
I think we'll be higher than our $30,000 original estimate. Okay, good. The village attorney didn't send anything to you, right?
No,
I
I
think
have
he's a
nothing
little
for the
busy.
village attorney.
Okay, John Lane's not here, okay, so nothing there. Okay, public comments? Susan?
Yeah, just with the upcoming village elections, I'm requesting that the last time, some of us who had signed on to be given notices for official business from Village Hall, we got campaign letters sent out under the village emails. And just hoping this time around that people are more appropriate and don't use the village website to send out campaign slogans or campaign issues.
Thank you. Anyone else? Barbara?
Yeah, this is on behalf of Roger Flood, I'm sorry. The last second he sent it to me, so I'm just gonna read it. He just wants to remind the board of, when you're talking about the bond and the docks, of Article 6422, procedure for design and review of the village docks. That prior to the final approval of the construction of the village dock by the trustees, the planning board shall review the plans of the village dock to ensure that the final and complete design meets with the criteria described in this chapter. No later than 60 days after the design is deemed final and complete, the planning board of the village of Poquott shall schedule a public hearing on the design. The notice for the public hearing shall be published twice in the official village newspaper, with the first notice appearing not more than 28 days and the second notice not less than 7 days before the date of the hearing. The village clerk shall conspicuously place along each road frontage and the waterways of the property which is subject to the design at least one poster or notice. The poster or notice shall contain the following information: that the public hearing regarding the design of the village dock be held before the village planning board at a specific date and time. You have this, so I don't think you have to read the whole thing. But anyway, the bottom line is the planning board shall receive notification of any actions taken by the county, state, federal, or local agencies or municipal departments regarding the village dock, blah, 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 blah.
So you weren't here earlier during the working meeting, but the village
No, I
attorney, the
actually
village
wasn't,
engineer is
'cause I
working on
was
that for the planning board.
Waiting for this,
Okay.
okay, very good.
Thank you. Any other comments? Felicia?
A couple of things. I know you had spoken about redoing the road on Washington, and for the past 2 years, I've been asking if you could put some storm drains at the base of Walnut there, because it's a clear pattern how the water comes down and is destroying the road. I've asked for, I guess this is now the 3rd year, but, I mean, we're putting storm drains everywhere else, and every year, we have to do work on Washington, especially at that part there. So maybe you would consider putting drains down there.
Okay, we'll look at it.
And then I have another question on the unpaid bills. There's a June 2016 election coverage bill, a year later. That doesn't seem right to me. What is
That's when he
that?
sent us the bill. That was
Excuse
what-
me?
We got the bill from the attorney that worked the election last year. We just got it.
$2,900 for 5 hours?
I don't know how long he was
He
here.
was here, he got here at 7.
Okay, yes, I guess that's what his rate was, yes.
Okay. And I guess we can get a copy of that bill. I'll count for it. And then I've said twice to Chief Schaefer on the new rental law. I've been in Village Hall several times and nobody can give me any answers. I did file permits for 2 cottages for rent, but I want to know how the new law is going to impact the current residents that have their houses rented, not residents, homeowners that have the houses rented. Does anybody have a plan with that?
Yes, we do have a plan. As people start to rent their homes, they'll come in and fill out a rental permit.
Okay, and how are we going to know who's renting and who's not?
We know. You know, it's very obvious, the people that live here and the people that are renting, they tell you, you walk around the street, I'm renting this
Okay,
house.
so how are we going to notify the homeowners of that this new rental law exists?
I can send out notice to them once
I'm
it's.
just asking, I'm
Yeah, we can
asking.
send out notice.
Okay. And the ones that are currently occupied, so now you're saying the ones that are currently occupied don't fall under the rental law?
No, they do, but we'll give them a certain amount of time to come in and fill out the application.
Okay, all right. And I know you spoke earlier that it's not a yearly inspection, correct? You're gonna change that? You
It's gonna
told
be
me that.
yearly, it's yearly, every year.
It's gonna be
It has to
every year?
renewed.
Okay, all right. And is there any plan to notify all the licensed realtors
No,
regarding
there's
that?
not.
No plan, okay. And so we're just going to basically, so, just so I know, because I am a realtor,
You could spread the word.
I will, trust me, I will. But Jeff's wife's a realtor too, she could spread the word, but I already spoke to somebody in her office. So the people that are currently have rentals in their house, until that house becomes vacant, does that,
We can send them notice.
I'm
and
asking what the plan is, that's what, all I wanna know, what the plan is.
I think that we will send them notice and we'll give them a certain amount of time to come in and fill out the application.
Okay, now when I met the building inspector at one of the rentals, because I did my application, he okayed it, he told me that it falls under the new regulations, under current international law. That's what the building code, they have to meet in the rentals. So like a lot of these older houses that have fuses, plumbing issues, they're never gonna meet the standards of this new international law. So what are we gonna do about that?
They're gonna, they're gonna make it, we have a checklist for them to go through. The
Okay.
people that will be inspecting it, which will be the building inspector.
Okay.
Okay, and if the thing is, if the items in the house are unsafe or not up to code, they're gonna have to change it.
Wow, okay.
Okay, that's why we're doing it, so the houses are
I'm
safe.
asking you if you can notify those homeowners that you're gonna be sending these letters to that have current tenants. Can you include that so they don't see it coming from, you know, when the inspector goes there and they freak out?
I'll
If they
bring it
get
up
prior
at the next
notice,
building meeting and we can discuss it.
yeah, if they get prior notice that that's what they gotta be prepared for.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Did we vote on that?
Yeah, we voted and approved it, April 20, April. Any other comments?
Carol Pesic, I just want also to announce that we've had it on the calendar for months. The Poquott Civic Association is also holding a Meet the Candidates Night. We're holding it May 30th at the Emma Clark Library at 7 o'clock. And once we get the list, we will be inviting all the prospective candidates for trustee to that Meet the Candidates night as well.
So the reason that the village is running it this year is because last year you didn't invite all the candidates. That was number one.
I'd like to refute that and say that I did not have John Mistrikis's email address last year, and I specifically sent you an email, Mayor, and asked you to please.
I don't relay messages for you.
That is fine, but you didn't respond to my email to even tell me you weren't going to do it.
I don't even know if I got it, to be honest with you.
You did.
They should know if you got it. I'm trying to be a good citizen and polite here, and I don't want to get in a go at it with you. I'm just saying that we apologized last year. We did try to find his email. When we didn't find it, we did ask you to please forward it to him. Whether you did it or not was your choice, but I, at that point, did not know that he lived in the house over on Washington. I didn't even know who he was to invite him. And we were sorry there was an oversight, but everybody will be invited this year if I have to go take their pictures and go find them and invite them.
The reason, that there's many reasons why this, and you can run your own event, and we welcome you to run your own event.
I don't even
But
want
the
to
reason why the
debate
village
this.
is running it is that's number one, you didn't invite all the candidates. Now, it doesn't really matter that much because he won and he's sitting here as a write-in, okay? Number two, you're not impartial to this board. We have two current trustees that are running for re-election. How could you, as an impartial person, run an event the way you talk and feel about the two candidates that are running? And number three, we don't even know if you're an organization. On April 20th, I requested information to be made public for your tax returns, for your filing, whether you're a business, whether you're not, whether you're tax exempt.
And that
And
notice-
by IRS law, you're supposed to make that public, but you
And
haven't.
by that notice, we were given 30 days. 30 days have not passed.
It's just, okay. just
30
wait.
days, so how do you know if we're gonna answer or not? And
And
instead
at that time, I will let everyone know that you are an
of trying
organization.
to antagonize me and try and get me into
I'm not
a-
trying to antagonize you, I'm
Yes,
giving you the
are.
facts of why we're bringing an impartial person
I'm
in
not-
from
I
the
don't-
town of, from the village of
All
Oakfield.
I'm announcing is that the Civic Association is also having a Meet the Candidates night. I didn't ask you to explain yours, and this is for public comments, not for you to refute what I'm saying. Thank you.
You're welcome to have one, but I don't think it's impartial. Any other comments? Dan?
Dan Bolsey, Chestnut Avenue. I realize that everyone is doing vine removal when they can be part of that, and I was not able to be part of that as a group, so I don't know what they discussed, but I did bamboo and vine removal on my own in California Park, and 2 days in a row I removed ticks from my body, and I just want everybody to be aware that we're not the only organism that loves this village. And, you know, if you're going to be out in the yard doing stuff, if you're going to be removing vines, by all means, look yourself over well, have a family member look yourself over, because I don't ever remember getting ticks in Poquott. I don't know what changed, but past few years, they're here.
Well, the
So.
word do
There's
change.
there's a new tick too, they say doesn't have to be in you for 24 hours before. They've had kids that have seizures and have had partial paralysis from these new ticks, so.
So I just wanted y'all to be aware and take care of each other.
All right, as a resident and a board member, Dan, stand back up, please.
I was just gonna say that.
I want to thank you on my behalf, the board's behalf, and all of the residents for the amount of work that you did down at California Beach.
Unbelievable.
And anybody that doesn't believe that he worked his behind off, go look at the dumpster and see all the bamboo that's in there. He did a fabulous job, and I want to thank you.
Anybody who's tried to get rid of bamboo knows
It's a weed, it just
it's
keeps
a lot
coming
of
up.
bamboo, but it's tough to get up. So I went down there, I looked at it myself there, and that was a big area, and I could see what you were saying. I mean, that was
It had to go.
back-breaking work. Geez.
Any
Thanks for
other
having the
comments?
dumpster.
3 chairs.
Okay, resolutions. Resolution 05-2017-1, resolution adopting the May 11, 2017 agenda as printed. So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Okay. All right, sorry, moving too quick.
Here, okay.
How about that? Go back.
Right here?
Not back there first. Get that one.
Yep,
Okay.
it's got one for checks.
Here's number two.
Okay. Number two, go ahead, Harry.
Resolution 05-2017-2, resolution accepting the monthly reports from May 11th, 2017. So moved.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Resolution 05.
No, okay, so you know what? Do this one, Mike, because we had to add that for the bids. Number three.
Number three?
Yeah.
Okay. Resolution 05-217-3, resolution adopting the minutes from April 20th, 2017, meeting of the Board of Trustees. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Resolution 05-2017-4, resolution directing Clerk Newfield to schedule and notice accordingly public bids for yearly road repairs in the village. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Resolution 05-2017-5, resolution directing Clerk Newfield to schedule and notice accordingly public bills for yearly street sweeping in the village. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we saw the last one, you got to the checks?
Okay,
No, here you go, this is the
I
last
got
one.
it. Okay, accounts payable statement. 29 vouchers totaling $16,348.28. 9 unpaid bills to be approved as of May 11th, 2007. Big Gang Cleaning Services, April cleaning, $414.37. 4D Landscaping bill May, 3 of 10 installments, $1,762.60. Newsday, notice of public hearing, $172. David Olson, reimbursement for stool chains, $120. Quickway Sanitation Court, May, $7,061.12. Setauket Neighborhood House, meet the candidate night, $150. Sweezy Fuel Oil, heating oil for Village Hall, $320.62. Times Record Beacon, public notices, $247.77. Wex Bank, gasoline for the vehicle, $200.41. Total, 9 bills, $10,448.89. 6 unpaid bills to be approved as of May 4. Optimal, Village Hall, $94.90. PSE&G, street lighting, $331.32. PSE&G, street light pole rental, $12.44. Small Business Management Solutions, bookkeeping for April, $446.25. Sweezy Fuel Oil, contract, service contract, $109. Triad Telecom, $123.65. 6 bills totaling $1,117.56. 1 bill as of April 30, Home Depot Credit Services, post and rail to repair fence at California Park, $32.32. Corinne Jacoby, videographer, $150. Murphy Bartel and O'Brien's June 2016 election coverage, $2,900. We got that, I researched that for one. Newsday, public notice, $172. Joseph Prokop attorney, legal fees, $1,137.50. Suffolk County Village Officials Association, 6 attendees at municipal training, $390. Total $4,749.50. May I have an approval?
Motion to approve the check voucher.
Resolution 05-2017-6, resolution approving all checks for the voucher report. So moved?
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Motion.
Second?
I just wanted to let everyone know Eileen Cohen is in the hospital and she's gonna be in a rehab center for